Heard you a snitch, nigga be quiet cause you could get bitch. I keep a chopper, it's loaded. Hop with the rolls, got my name on the curtain. Fucking your thought and I do that for certain. And I stay clean like detergent. Popping on Xannies and popping on Perk. Burn up on me, you get cut like a turkey. I just want this bitch inside of Billy. I'm open no roof, got stars up on the roof. So my freedom.
Hello everyone, and welcome to something new. Something that I was going to do later, but I've been preparing for it mentally. I've been going over scripts and bare bone little things that I have set up. So, we're gonna do it now. I'm gonna make my stable. And I'm gonna see how it does. So I only ask of you all to give it a shot. Because, yeah, sure, Autobots and Decepticons, that kind of shit's kind of children-esque for kids, but this is not for kids. This is a teenager that loved the story before they kind of fucking bastardized it multiple times. But, yes. Now, if it's further than that, let this story begin. My name is Versa. This is my first day actually joining this war. Well, not truthfully. Truly being on the side that sounds right. Usually people put dates on this shit, but I'm not that type of person. I don't keep shit organized. So, yeah. These audio logs will be scattered throughout my journey, and hopefully I will have something to leave behind other than my daughter and my wife that have gone far off-world. I can only hope they are okay. But I wish to welcome them back under the true premise. Something that we could all believe in. Like I said, my name is Versa, and this is a Decepticon story. So listen, relax, and enjoy. My first day on the force was, well, to put it blatantly, I was the best one in the group. Being in the arena helps. I did once fight Megatron, but he has a 0 loss, so we all know how that went. Got my ass floored. But it was fun. I got put in a heavy weapon regiment. We shipped off to battle today. I'm excited to be in combat after, I want to say, 2-3 months of like quote unquote training. But I fall under a man named, who was he? Soundwave. Yes. Competent leader. Apparently I was good enough to be on damn near directly under him, but hey, good soldiers follow orders. I continue my work. Zero questioning. Soundwave, sure, he doesn't talk much, but he's a leader. He's a field commander, no less. We're starting to get ready. Apparently, a group of Autobots, about 200 strong, are coming to assault this location. We couldn't exfil, for the cargo that we needed was not just some boxes. It was an energon deposit that we needed to survive. This was around the start of the war, so the rebellion was a bit rocky. But, ooh, did the boys have fire in our hearts. Let me tell you that. There was a 50 to like, we were fucking outnumbered significantly. But with the foot soldiers like myself and the swift decision making of Soundwave, we were able to repulse and kill 90% of the Autobot forces, causing the others to rout. We were congratulated by Soundwave after surviving our first bout and assuring us that will not be our last, for this is a deep energon deposit, and we're going to be stationed here for a while. I get placed onto a scout regiment with 5 to 6 other people. Since I'm the heavy weapons expert, I also fall under explosives, etc., traps. So, I do what I do best. Once we go out there, I fucking litter the battlefield with mines. Didn't know where they were gonna be, but I know one thing, their ground forces, they ain't fucking touching this spot. Not in hell, unless Optimus himself came crashing down. Well, Optimus, yeah, sure, he was only a general at the time. But fuck, did he have a fire in his belly. During one of our perimeter sweeps, we came across 200 Autobots. The gunfight that ensued was a fucking vicious display. Me and one other man was left alive. We were the only survivors of this incident. But me and him knew one thing. We're taking Lockjaw and Jace and Versa his bodies back. As well as the head of the fucking commander. And all of the weapons and gear that they had. Deny them gear. And as we did that, we trapped the bodies. We making sure that if they try to search them, they ain't gonna get explosives that are not armed. So, as me and my friend carry the bodies of the dead, Soundwave looks almost surprised. Well, he is hard to read. Granted, always has his face played up. But so do I. My job is to do the one thing in this hour of war, and that's to kill. And according to everyone I've known, I was a born killer. And this insignia which I wear emblazoned proud upon my chassis, that is who I fight for. I fight for the one who should be Prime. Lord Megatron, who has shown nothing but loyalty, but some scribe would get it? The seat of Prime? Nah. The strong must rule over those weaker, so we can make damn certain and that they stay in heal. Well, at least that's from my experience. At the very least. I got patched up. We got booked with three more teammates and told to go again after we take a break. We went out again. Turns out the traps that I set on those bodies worked. Smoked half of a fucking unit. But, sadly, didn't kill them all. 'Cause when we got there, they were waiting in fucking ambush for us. And my friend from earlier got a fucking spike straight through the back of his head. Thank God I'm in heavy armor, or I would have suffered the same fate. I pulled out my blades, as well as my scattergun, and ran at the opposing enemies. The others believed I was fucking insane, charging down my enemies. That dame, I gained a moniker. A moniker that I was not expecting to get so early in my career. Render. Well, I know why they gave it to me, but it is still kind of surprising. But when you run out of ammo and you're disarmed, someone like get your sword out of your hands, what is a better option than to reach into a wound that they have and proceed to rend them in half with it? That mainly caused the 20 or so people left to begin to flee. We did not let them go back to that base. At least, not unfollowed. That day, I made a call that if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it now. Because, after all, I came here for glory. And for the goodness of our group. The enemies had a aerial vehicle landed. No pilot in sight. Matter of fact, I think I might have killed the pilot. Yeah, no, I think I ripped him in half back there. But anyway, their pilot's dead. And our comm jockey ends up trying to give orders. Well, not give orders, but more as if to relay the position of the Autobot base. And before they could get a response back from Soundwave, I love how I fucking started this off. I immediately, in the tent setup that the commander and 2 scouts were in, I sent a rocket in it, killing the commander, but it was only anti-personnel, which means it was mainly shrapnel. They died screaming. The base defenses were up, sure, but they weren't expecting 5 people to come back. Well, scratch that. More like 1 with a death wish to come back and able to actually run through the apparent minefield without setting any off, because the dumb fuckers, didn't activate them before they set them. Like a bunch of fucking morons. Granted, some of them were set, but not all of them. Because none of them were glowing on the top left. Those fuckers were off. And that first thing I thought, I was like, free landmines. And I'm like, but anyway, back to my story. As I proceeded to only holding a piece of scrap, pretty thick piece that I ended up finding. Apparently it was like a piece of a wall. Ended up charging the gate, which wasn't my brightest idea, but this'll get me fucking recognized. This'll put me on the board. The bit of the metal wall that I was holding gets lit up as I charge. And as soon as I throw a grenade over it. They assumed that I stopped because of some other reason. Because I threw my entire fucking bandolier of scramblers over. And let's just say they couldn't see straight for a bit. After that, I proceeded to use that chunk of wall to rip and tear through them. Granted, I got hit a couple times and my people were trying to tell me to fall back. But what can I say? Everything has a little thing to it. Now, what I didn't know is that a very well-known commander was in there, and they did not pay attention to where I shot the rocket. That rocket killed a very interesting individual known as Ironhide. That's right. I killed him. And I damn near just completely fucked over an entire outpost. They didn't think for calling in reinforcements. Because it was only one fucking person. How much fucking trouble can one person cause? I killed them all. Sorry, no. I didn't. One of my grenade friends in the Grenadier Squadron actually ended up, after seeing me charge and demolish the front line, he ran up and tossed a grenade after the person that was running to call for help. He got killed by Roach's grenade. And that was fun. That was funny. Cause soon as he fucking one moment. As soon as he fucking hit the dude in the back of the head with the fucking grenade, I knew he was dead. But it almost fucking flew back at me before it exploded. Sure, it scratched my pain a little bit, but I felt worse. And I proceeded comms to Soundwave and tell him, if possible, to send forces to pick up the new aircraft, ammo, and some other supplies at this way station. I also killed a commander that Lord Megatron. Sadly, we won't be able to torture him for information, but it's good to get his ass off the board. Soundwave and a couple other aircraft, one other aircraft lands in the base, and I stand at attention immediately. Because, I see someone else that was in the base. Well, that was landing with Soundwave. Granted, I would have went to attention regardless, but when Shockwave lands, you give him respect, or you get put in a fucking vat and experimented on. So, Soundwave tells me that I did good, and I get to move up a rank. I'm happy. I give him a thank you, sir, and Soundwave immediately heals his wounds, my wounds, and tells me to get moving. Those boxes aren't going to move themselves. I give a yes, sir, and moved to help the others move the new cargo that I acquired for the army of Lord Megatron. And it worked damn well. Apparently I was going out of rotation to the real front lines. There, as I was traveling there, I began to hear stories. Stories of a man called Brawl and others that Megatron was on the front lines himself. So, I made sure that I was ready to party. I requisitioned for a new weapon. Specifically a new blade, after all. Not really a sword person. I'm more of a hammer swinger myself. But when we got to the front line, and I landed with a shotgun, a hammer, and a grenade launcher, I was told that I would be going to the front line tomorrow. Soundwave as well was moved off rotation. This was for a push, a spaceport grab for a new ship. The war at this point was going on for a while. And to be honest, it's coming to a head. And I want to see where that goes. Me, along the sides of all of my brothers and sisters who fly the banner of the Disepticons, go forth. We charge down where we believe we even know the spaceport's guards are. In that instant, I opted to put my shotgun on my back and pull out my hammer. Because we would be danger close. And that's where I want to be. I ran and beside the melee battalion, which they were surprised to see a random with a melee weapon. Same with Bro, the leader of that battalion. But Bro didn't really care. Maybe if he proved his brass, maybe he'll move up the ranks. But other than that, Let's see what his hide is capable of. And oh boy, did I show it. When the charge was called, I was running side by side with Brawl, along with his entire melee battalion. As I entered the melee, I was bashing, smashing, crushing, using the arms of other or dead Autobots to smash in the others, stomping skulls, turning them into scrap. Apparently, when me and Brawl are on the same side of the battlefield, we end up going a bit too hard. We kind of jumped into the middle of the fray. Granted, I got shot, stabbed a little bit, but to be honest, it was fun. That I could understand. There was a thrill of being in melee and swinging a hammer with one hand and blowing the fucking chest out of people with a shotgun in the other. It was a good day. Granted, I had to go to the medical tent afterwards, but all in all, it was a pretty good day. Brawl ended up signing me up for the melee battalion. I agreed. So, when Brawl and his battalion of troopers were told to get aboard a vessel, we paid it zero mind. Well, I did at least. Shit. When it comes down to space combat, I am a fighter class unit. I'm a bit slower than others, but I hit harder. But when it comes down to the real fun stuff, what happened next in the story. But that, I will have to leave until next time. Versa, signing out.